It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Bengals superstar wide receiver. He's coming off one of the best weeks we'll ever see. Well over 200 yards receiving. It's the Bengals and the Ravens next on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between... Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. From the 6. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Bengals. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
Others have egos and their players can't keep up with, and they say challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Now for the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm. To throw is Jackson. Throwing on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after it right out of the gate.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
That's taking it around the 40. Yards that time on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Green. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Green now to throw on 2nd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Green. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They'll look to throw again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the air. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Drive there with just 4 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he got blown up on that play, back at the 20. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Taken right around the 44. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. To throw is Green on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete.
And that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate that was just incomplete.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter.
So a great first quarter continues here as they add on to that lead.
And Brandon, I think it sets up what's going to be an important drive because it's now 17-0. So the other guys, they got to figure out something quick before this game gets away from them.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Jackson running again.
And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. Now Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now is a punter, Jordan Stout.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Returnable here from the 38. our score after one. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down. Looking to throw. Green. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Back to throw again. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Bengals continue to pull away here in this first half.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to run.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
This is fielded at the 27. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. He's number 1 in the league in touchdown passes, just through number 20 on that last drive. And they start here with a first down.
And here's Green, throwing to start the drive. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Back to throw. Green. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Now they got to get to the line quickly. From the 39, Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, this is a great play right here by a very versatile linebacker. It's a zone defense, so it's responsible for one area of the field. And Brandon, I don't think the quarterback ever saw it. Or if he did, he saw him too late because he snuck into a great position there to pick that one off.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Green finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Dafe Owe showing off the pass rush skills.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's Jackson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And they will remain well behind.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up a great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started over at the Superdome in New Orleans. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. De'Ami Brown, a touchdown reception. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And this one travels out of bounds. So unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Free kick out of bounds.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, it started at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
2nd and 9.
To throw is Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. He's in the groove right now. 2 sacks last week. Also got AFC Defensive Player of the Week for that effort. Another sack right there.
He just innately understands how to get to the quarterback. He's going to be blocked differently each and every time. He knows how to counter, how to adjust, and how to get home, as they like to say.
So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Green. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Off the play fake. Green. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. With a 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Bengals are
Extra point safely through, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will start with an option going left. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Again, Jackson will keep it.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Jackson now. Forced out to him, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And it's fielded at the 34. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And some room to work.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some room to maneuver. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Well, definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4 touchdown passes. They're really pulling it up.
Yeah, and so much for going into mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
The Ravens on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 20. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
75 yards rushing for him now. He's only
times. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now left side on the swing pass. Touchdown Bengals! An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bengals are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. From the 24, Jackson steps away to his left. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And his throw is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit.
Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
No surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most beautiful to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scout quality throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And oh, it's wide right. No good. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Offensive team, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously, such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Jackson.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. The line to gain is the 33
on third down. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice, long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Oh, good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Bengals.
Business as usual for them, well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
As this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense.